Hey folks, and welcome to CarStars' 10 Cool Facts About the Parker Family's 37 Oldsmobile in the 1983 film, A Christmas Story. And also, Merry Christmas everyone! Fact number 1. There were two different 1937 F-Series Oldsmobile 6 touring sedans, or F-37 model, sourced for use in the film. One car was used mostly for exterior and distance shots, while the other car, considered the hero car in this case, was set up with multiple interior cameras and was used for the actor-driven scenes. An Oldsmobile was chosen for the role as the Parker family's car primarily due to the Oldsmobile being a well-known mid-tier General Motors brand in the 1930s and 40s. Historians and automotive experts writing in reputable film companion guides have noted that Oldsmobile's positioning in the market would have made it a common, believable choice for a family like the Parkers. Fact number 2. The Parker's Olds was equipped with a 6-cylinder engine, which was standard for the Oldsmobile 6 series, a line designed to offer a balance of performance and affordability. The 230 cubic inch straight 6 engine put out a modest but reliable around 95 gross horsepower, which was considered a good performance for mid-range family sedans of that time. The 230 was paired with a 3-speed manual transmission, a reliable powertrain that was known for its smoothness and efficiency, making it a popular choice for everyday families looking for a dependable vehicle without the high-cost luxury features of more expensive models. It was also designed to be relatively easy to maintain, which helped Oldsmobile secure a strong customer base among middle-class families looking for value. Known for its straightforward and reliable engineering, the 230 helped make the car a practical and enduring vehicle. Fact number 3. The second generation of Oldsmobile's F-Series 6-cylinder cars, produced from 1933 to 1938, represented a significant step forward in both engineering and design for the brand. Technological refinements such as hydraulic brakes greatly improved safety and handling compared to earlier models. Additionally, these F-Series cars benefited from the use of newly adopted all-steel turret-top bodies from Fisher Body, replacing older construction methods with sturdier, more streamlined designs. Styling cues were updated to reflect the era's Art Deco influences, with graceful body lines and more integrated front grilles. Inside, the cabins were roomier and fitted with more comfortable seating, while maintaining straightforward controls and gauges suited to everyday drivers. As part of General Motors' broader product hierarchy, the F-Series Oldsmobiles served as a dependable mid-range option, more refined than entry-level Chevrolets, yet more affordable than the higher-priced Buick and Cadillac lines, making them appealing to middle-class customers. Fact number 4. Most of the vintage cars in the film, including the 237 Olds portraying the Parker's family car, were sourced by the production's transportation department from local collectors and private owners in the Cleveland, Ohio area. However, as per Peter Billingsley, who played Ralphie Parker, the several classic era-appropriate cars used in the Higsby's department store seen here were actually a local vintage car club gathering that came together when asked to take part in the scene in exchange for the privilege of having their cherished collector cars featured in a Hollywood film. This was a clever tactic by the production team as it cut down on costs and procurement time on this modestly budgeted film. Instead of renting or purchasing each car separately, the production could rely on a group of enthusiasts already passionate about classic automobiles, ensuring authenticity while streamlining logistics. Fact number 5. As for any modifications made to the Oldsmobiles to play the part, they were quite subtle. The two cars underwent only minimal, period-authentic adjustments rather than anything extensive, which was mostly just to ensure that the vehicles appeared consistent with an early 1940s Midwestern setting. This meant adding era-appropriate license plates and ensuring the exteriors and interiors retained a suitably lived-in, slightly worn look. The art department, known for its attention to detail, cleaned and or dulled certain surfaces as needed, making sure the cars didn't appear too pristine for the time period. Any internal changes were limited to small measures facilitating on-set filming, such as subtle adjustments to accommodate camera mounting or lighting rigs, rather than mechanical overhauls or major bodywork alterations. In essence, the modifications were more about preserving the car's honest, era-accurate appearance than any transformations. Fact number 6. Despite the Parker family's Oldsmobile being portrayed as a somewhat temperamental car, in reality the 237 Oldsmobile sedans sourced for the film were reportedly well-maintained and ran smoothly throughout production. The cars required no major mechanical repairs or overhauls during filming. Crew members have noted that starting the vehicles in cold weather and positioning them for specific shots demanded a bit of patience, but there were no documented incidents of any real engine trouble, freezing radiators, or other significant mechanical failures. To be fair though, it should be noted that back in the 1930s, antifreeze was mostly methanol-based and not nearly as resistant to extreme temperatures as modern antifreeze, which was most likely why they portrayed the car freezing up being a frequent issue, since it was a much more common automotive difficulty of that era than it is today, or even compared to the 1980s when the film was made. Fact number 7. For those of you younger folks watching that may be wondering why the 37 Oldsmobile was portrayed to have tire blowouts often, well, it's primarily to reflect the everyday automotive challenges of the early 1940s and prior. Tires of that period and earlier in the 1900s were more fragile than today's durable, long-lasting radial models. They were typically bias-ply tires constructed from materials and manufacturing processes that resulted in shorter tread life and a higher likelihood of punctures or blowouts than modern-day tires. Also, retreading, a process in which new rubber was applied over the existing worn tread, was still a common practice for passenger vehicles at the time as a more cost-effective solution to buying new tires, but it certainly didn't offer the reliability or safety standards that modern drivers take for granted. Additionally, back then, the roads themselves were generally rougher, not as well paved, and often filled with ruts, debris, and sharp stones that could easily damage tires. Poorer road conditions, combined with the lesser tire quality and the prevalence of retreads, meant that experiencing flat tires were far more frequent occurrences. Fact number 8. So, what happened to the two Oldsmobiles after filming, and do they still exist today, you ask? Fortunately, both cars did survive their movie career days and indeed still exist. After filming concluded, the two screen-used 37 Oldsmobiles followed different paths that eventually led to their current locations. One of the 37 Olds sedans went through multiple private owners over the years and has since had a number of aftermarket modifications as a result, but it still retains most of its original aesthetics at least. This car is still privately owned in the Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada area, and it is one of the owner's most cherished items, and he takes great care of it and shows it publicly often. The other surviving screen-used 37 Olds, on the other hand, has managed to retain most of its original parts and is probably the most well-known of the two cars, as this is the car that you can go visit on display at the Christmas Story House and Museum in Cleveland, Ohio. It should be noted, however, that while some sources state this car was used as the secondary stand-in car for the Parker's Olds at times, others state it was only used as a background car that just happened to be the same year and model as the Parker's car. Regardless, we do know that this car was used in the film, and it being the most original form, 37 Olds example remaining from the movie, makes it significant either way. Fact number 9. For folks that would like to own a replica of the Parker's 37 Olds, fortunately, just a stock F-Series F37 Oldsmobile 6 Touring Sedan would suffice. The rarity and value of the 1937 Oldsmobile 6 Touring Sedan today are influenced by a combination of factors, including the vehicle's age, historical significance, and the limited number that remains in good original condition. The good news is that as of current market trends anyway, well-maintained or even fully restored models of the 1937 Oldsmobile 6 Touring Sedan typically fetch prices ranging from $15,000 to $30,000, sometimes a bit more though depending on originality, historical relevance, and condition. So, these vehicles remain relatively affordable compared to some other more rare classic cars of the pre-World War II era. Surviving examples are relatively rare, especially those that haven't been heavily modified or restored with non-original parts. While not typically achieving the top dollar figures associated with certain luxury marquees or more sought-after performance models of the era, the rarity and integrity of a well-preserved 1937 F-Series Oldsmobile still holds strong appeal for collectors who value genuine period engineering and design. Fact number 10. Looking into what the scale model world has to offer for second-generation Oldsmobile F-Series model cars, there seems to be very little, unfortunately. In fact, the one and only 1937 F-Series Oldsmobile 6 Touring Sedan model car that I could find is this 1/43rd scale, but still nicely detailed, die-cast model from a brand named the Brooklyn Collection. However, these are no longer on the retail market and typically go for around the $150 mark on eBay. There doesn't seem to be any plastic scale model kits of a second-gen Olds F-Series car either, not even a printable 3D model of one. I suppose if you're a really skilled model crafter, you could find a different brand yet same era of car model kit, like this 39 Ford model kit here from AMT, and customize it to look like a 37 Olds. That would be quite a difficult undertaking, but I'll put a link in the description below if anyone wants to give it a try. Well, there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching, and make sure to hit that subscribe button if you like what you saw here. You guys are all great. See you next time.